with an ilu, saying,
I, Aguu, will show you what fire does to the hair of the rat.
As he left in anger. Ikenga only smiled as he continued his activities while the people left in groups with disappointment written on their faces. In a time when kings reigned supreme, worshipped as gods and living in splendor, there lived a simple man named Ikenga. Ikenga was a lowly craftsman who enjoyed two things: a simple lifestyle and the peace and quiet in the forest where he spent most of his time after the day's work. He crafted figurines that were unique and highly sought after. His crafts was not only one of a kind, but also seemed to have life and bring brilliance to wherever they were placed. People from far and wide came to Nise village where he resides just to get his figurines. However, not all of them could get it because he never makes more than 10 in a day, and only sells it to whom he chooses, no matter the price you may bid. On one occasion, a rich man, popularly known as Chief Aguu, who wanted to flaunt his wealth, came to Ikenga's shop to buy the figurines.
I would buy all the figurines on display. How much will you sell it?
He said with a smirk. Sorry, Ikenga replied him in a calm voice. None of these figurines is for you today.
What do you mean?
Chief Aguu replied angrily as he raised his voice to draw attention to himself.
Don't you know I have enough money to feed you until your fourth generation?
People drew closer to see what the problem was. However, when they saw the all-familiar scene at Ikenga's shop, they were not surprised one bit, for this had happened on several occasions. People whom he denied sales had tried several means to get the figurines from Ikenga against his will, but had failed woefully. The crowd knew that once he made up his mind not to sell you his figurine, any attempt of yours to get it would be futile. However, this was Chief Aguu, the one they knew quite well would go to lengths and get whatever he wanted. So they stopped around to see how things would turn out. It was well known in the town that anyone who wanted to live a trouble-free life should never cross paths with Chief Aguu. Though Ikenga was new to the community, he was well informed on this matter. So he knows that crossing paths with Chief Aguu was to his own detriment. Do you think he would sell it to him? Ikenga is just stubborn. Chief Aguu has met his match. These were the murmurs from the crowd standing around in circles. Ichie Aguu, with all due respect, Ikenga continued in a calm voice without being bothered by the crowd of people around. Like I said, none of these figurines are for you today. Come back another day. His calm and determined look gave off a feeling of authority that made Chief Aguu to wonder why Ikenga would turn him down flatly. Ikenga's domineering composure made Chief Aguu to look small, and this sent shivers down his spine. But in order not to look defeated, he warned Ikenga with an ilu, saying,
I, Aguu, will show you what fire does to the hair of the rat.
As he left in anger. Ikenga only smiled as he continued his activities while the people left in groups with disappointment written on their faces. Chief Aguu devised a lot of plans, but they all fell through. He didn't know how best to deal with the situation at hand, but when he remembered the one thing he could utilize, he rushed off immediately to execute his plans. It was a sunny day in Ichie. People hustled around, going about their daily activities in their businesses. One of such people was Ikenga, who had just one figurine left and was waiting for the owner to come and take it. He never sold his craft for more than 10 cowries, and he always sold it to whom he felt needed it. This has been the reason why a lot of rich men come offering gold bars, jewelries, and precious gifts just to get a figurine, but always left disappointed. All of a sudden, people were being pushed by guards as the king made his way to Ikenga's shop in a carriage. He was Agumba, the great lion of Nisi. Also, he called himself, because all he knew was to eat, sleep, and acquire wealth by all means. Ezendago was his nickname, since he was so fat that his robe could fit 4 persons. Some people even giggled as he struggled to get out of the carriage door. He came down, didn't say a word, and pointed to his guards to take the last figurine on display. People expected the king to shout, rant, or make a move, but to their surprise and dismay, he stood completely still as he watched with a smile. They asked themselves, trying to analyze the situation. Yes, we know it is the king, but why is the king smiling? The king also surprised by Ikenga's strange behavior, but was too proud to ask why he was even smiling. Stomped out, forced himself through the door of his carriage once more, and ordered the guards to go back to his palace. Like nothing happened, Ikenga packed his work tools properly, arranged his shop, and locked it up before leaving for the forest as he did each day. People were amazed, surprised, and in shock at the same time. He left? I wonder what he even goes to the forest to do every blessed day. Some said with a confused look on their faces. In the forest, Ikenga was still smiling as he whistled, while going deeper and deeper into the woods. He knew that he has gotten the candidate for his task. After 3 years of wait, he has finally seen whom brought him here. This made him to burst into a wild laughter. Ha ha ha! So he is the one, he said to himself as he sat down on his favorite spot. I have now come to the end of my searching, he said with a sigh of relief. The mysterious tree has always kept things a mystery to me. I wouldn't have had it another way either. These journeys have been life-changing to me. He smiled gently as he remembered his past. I would remain a nobody had it not been for my encounter with the mysterious tree, he said to himself. Let's see how this will turn out. Smiling and anticipating how the end of his adventure will look like.